Sight for Wight newsletter, October 2021. Spotlight on Margaret. Life with Aaron. Meet volunteer Steve. Know your body shape. Picture shows member stroking an owl held by the zookeeper. Charity number 1149415, company number 6240404. Your local sight loss charity.
Welcome to Sight for Wight's newsletter. I'm sure you will find lots to interest you within its pages. All our activities are ongoing and attendance is steadily rising. Our staff and volunteers work so hard to make these enjoyable occasions. Upcoming one-off events include Armistice Day, Christmas lunch, Christmas fair, and a visit by Vision Aid. And of course, the awards evening for our story writing competition. There is still time to enter your story with a chance to have it published. Our thanks go to Liberty, our receptionist, who is leaving the island, but we are pleased to welcome two new members of staff, Karen and Abby, whom Lisa will introduce to you. A personal thank you to everyone who contributes to the newsletter, and having read Debbie's article, From Dress for Less, I'm looking forward to help with buying the right clothes as Debbie unveils her secrets. Our volunteers are a vital part of our organisation. Without you, we would not be able to provide such a range of activities, transport or support. We are so grateful for your commitment and generosity with your time. For others, if you would consider volunteering, we have training and full support in place. My thanks also go to the trustees, who put in so much of their own time, skills and experience in supporting the charity.
Hello, this is Lisa reading the CEO update. I have great pleasure in announcing we have two new members of staff joining us, but sadly one leaving us. Liberty, our receptionist, has decided to return to Leicester, her hometown, and so sadly will be leaving us. We wish her every success and we know she will go far. Best of luck, Liberty, with your new life. Karen joined us just last week as our member support officer. We have had so many requests from individual members for a little extra help with mobility and getting out and about after a very difficult 18 months. Karen, with years of working as a support worker, is here to give that one-to-one support for anyone and everyone who needs it. A very warm welcome, Karen. This week we will also see Abby joining us. Abby has been appointed to take some of the day-to-day duties from myself, as we have seen a doubling of calls, 12% increase in membership and a staggering 500% increase in emails, letters and general correspondence. Abby has a wealth of experience in just these areas to bring to the charity. We are looking forward to working with you. This newsletter is full of information, news and events, so please do read it through carefully. And if you would like to join us on an event, for example the ice skating on the 20th of November, or order something, or send us something to include in future editions, please do not hesitate to call us on 522205. Stay safe. Thank you, Lisa.
Members' activities.
Monday swimming at Medina Leisure Centre. Weekly swimming is held at Medina Leisure Centre, Newport, every Monday between 1:30 and 2:30 p.m. The cost is £5 and £2.50 for transport, if required.
Wednesday coffee and chat at Millbrook House. Coffee and chat is held each week from 10 a.m. until 11:30 a.m. All are welcome to join us for a cup of tea, coffee and cake. The cost is £1 and the group is open to all, not just members.
Low vision drop-in. Every Wednesday we have a drop-in session to try the low vision equipment. If this time is not suitable for you, then you are welcome to make an appointment.
Thursday mix and mingle at Millbrook House. Every week, 10:30 a.m. until 2 p.m, with planned activities including craft and quizzes and entertainment. The cost to join the group is £3 plus £2.50 if transport is required.
Yarn at Millbrook House every other Monday. A new group for members, volunteers and friends to come along and do their own projects using yarn, crocheting, knitting, macrame, anything yarn. 10 a.m. to 11:30, only £1, and everyone is welcome.
Monthly swimming at West Wight swimming pool. Swimming at West Wight is held on a third Wednesday of the month between 12 p.m. and 1 p.m. The November date is the 17th, so if you would like to attend, please call the office to book a space. The cost is £5 plus £2.50 for transport.
Monthly book group. Sight for Wight hold a book group on the second Wednesday of each month. The group runs from 2 p.m. for about an hour. We discuss the last month's book and then hand out the book for the next month. Books are available on Alexa, digital download, USB stick or CD.
Monthly Striders. Striders meet on the last Friday of every month. They walk on different routes around the island and finish off with a lunch at a local pub or restaurant. The group is open to all visually impaired people who like longer walks in the countryside. The cost to walk with the group is £3 and transport is £2.50 if required. In September, the group enjoyed a stride up to the Tennyson Monument, followed by a delicious lunch at the Sun Inn, Calbourne.
Monthly golf. The golfers meet once a month on a Sunday morning for 45 minutes at Westridge Golf Club, Ryde. The group go on to the driving range with an instructor just for our group, available to help everyone from beginning to those playing regular.
Monthly Lunch Club. Monthly Lunch Club is held on the second Tuesday of each month. November's club will be held on Tuesday the 9th of November at the Fighting Cocks, Arrington. If you would like to come along, please call the office to book, and also if you would like transport.
Monthly Our Place, Mower Place, Freshwater. Sight for Wight is back at Our Place every second Tuesday of the month. This is held at West Wight Swimming Pool, Mower Place, 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. There will be a member of staff along with our volunteer John.
Monthly God's Hill Coffee Morning. You are invited to join us for a coffee morning at the Old Smithy Coffee Shop in God's Hill. The group meets on the first Tuesday of the month between 10:30 a.m. and 11:45 a.m. Our coffee mornings are run by volunteers from Sight for Wight and open to all. Refreshments including delicious cakes are available to purchase direct from the coffee shop.
Access Isle of Wight library services from your phone. The Isle of Wight library service is not just about borrowing physical books or using computers. There are a whole host of other services, many online, that you can access free of charge. Did you know you can access a whole host of digital magazines, books, music and newspapers available online through free apps once you become a library member? The Isle of Wight Library Service gives you access to popular free online content providers such as Libby, BorrowBox, PressReader and Naxos Music Library. With your library membership, you can access lots of free online content including newspapers, magazines and periodicals, e-books, e-audiobooks, comics, graphic novels and music. You can sign up by simply becoming a library member, then downloading the relevant app. Joining the library is free. Visit your local library with one form of ID with your name on it, e.g. a bank card, to sign up. You can also join online via the website www.iow.gov.uk/residence/libraries-cultural-and-heritage.
Calendars and diaries available to order from the office. Item 1. A large print diary. These come in two sizes. A6 pocket diary, £6.30. measures 105mm by 148mm, which is 4.1 inches by 5.8 inches. Inside of the diary, which is ring bound, on the left has 3 pages with clearly marked days and numbers, and on the right 4 days, again clearly marked with days and numbers. The next item is the large print desk diary. This is A4 size and costs £10.30. It measures 210mm by 297mm or 6.3 inches by 11.7 inches. This A4 desk diary is ring bound with 8 sections on each double page. 7 for the days of the week, clearly marked with the day and the date, and finally a notes section. Next item is the A5 sized telephone book, which is £9.60. The size is 148mm by 210mm or 5.8 inches by 8.3 inches. Each double page, which is ring bound, allows for 10 names, telephone numbers and mobile numbers to be put in. This telephone book comes also in an A4 size, which is £11 and measures 210mm by 297mm or 8.3 inches by 11.7 inches. Finally, we have the wall calendars. These come in A3 portrait and A3 landscape. The A3 landscape, costing £8, is 420mm by 297mm or 16.5 inches by 11.7 inches. The days of the week are put across the top, and then 1 square is put in for each day of the week. The portrait calendar costs £7.60 and measures 297mm by 422mm or 11.7 inches by 16.5 inches. This has 4 columns on it. The first column is the day of the week with the weekends highlighted in a different contrast. Then there is space to write against each day. The third column is the second half of the month. And then finally, the fourth column, space to write. If you would like to view physical versions of these, please do not hesitate to contact us. We do have spare ones from last year that you can look at. Please place your orders directly with the office. Thank you, Lisa.
Short story writing competition. There's still time to enter this year's short story writing competition. This is an opportunity to have your story read and recorded by a celebrity. Celebrities are Richard Cadell, Robert Dawes, Amy Robbins and Melvin Hayes. The closing date is Friday the 12th of November. Entry fee per story, adults £8, under 18s £2.
Ice skating, Saturday 20th of November 2021. This year, the Christmas light switch on in Newport will be bigger and better than ever, with the free ice rink and disco located on Key Street for all to enjoy. For those not confident on the ice, free push-along penguins as well as skate aids will be available to use. We have secured a special site for Wight, half an hour from 2:30 for 20 people. Places will be offered on a strictly first-come, first-served basis. Why not give it a go? There will be plenty of people on hand to help. Throughout the day in St Thomas Square and St James Square, there will be live entertainment and performances from bands, magicians, vocalists and much more. Children will also be able to meet Santa, who will be stopping by the Minster in St Thomas Square from 12 till 2 each day. Each child that visits Santa will receive a free gift. The finale will take place at 6, with the lights for the Newport being switched on by the actress Sue Hodge, best known for her roles as the waitress Mimi Ludbonk in the BBC sitcom 'Allo 'Allo, and Pippa the life-size polar bear.
Site for Wight events read by Lisa. Honouring Armistice Day. Thursday the 11th of November, join us here at Site for Wight in honour of Armistice Day, with songs by Morris, open from 10:30 to 2 p.m. Bring your own lunch, entry fee £3. Please RSVP by calling 522205. Site for Wight Christmas Lunch. Christmas lunch at the Isle of Wight College, £10 per head for 3 courses and coffee and mince pies included. Thursday the 25th of November, only 50 places available, first come first served basis. Call the office to book your place today. Site for Wight Raffle. It's back, the annual Site for Wight Raffle. Enclosed in the newsletter is a book of raffle tickets for the 2021 raffle. We have over 30 prize this year's plus the first prize hamper. You can buy your tickets, £1 per ticket, by calling us with a debit or credit card or sending a cheque made payable to Sight for Wight. Good luck. Sight for Wight Christmas Fair. Saturday the 27th of November, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m, Millbrook House, Carisbrooke. A Christmas fair packed with stalls including Christmas gifts for all ages, tombola, win a bear, books, knitted gifts, name the giant teddy and more. Tea, coffee and cakes and refreshments available. End of article. Lisa. Sight for Wight Christmas cards. Packs of 10 cards with envelopes for only £3.50. The designs are: number 1, a Christmas tree stating Merry Christmas underneath it and Happy New Year. Design 2, a robin sitting outside of a wooden birdhouse covered in snow with a Christmas scene and holly. Number 3, 3 snowmen all made with scarves and hats and carrots for their nose with trees in the background and snow underneath. Design 4, 2 silhouetted figures surrounded by silhouettes of palm trees with a castle in the background and a dove in the sky with sparkling stars. And finally, number 5, 6 dogs and 1 cat pictured against a background of snow scene with Christmas trees, the sparkling stars and 2 children depicted. Please call the office to order any of these cards. They are 10 cards with envelopes at £3.50 a pack. Thank you, Lisa.
Spotlight on Margaret. My name is Margaret. I am 88 years old and was born in Maida Vale, London. I left London at 5 to be evacuated to Somerset, where I stayed for 6 years. After the war finished, I returned to London, but it seemed a strange, dirty and noisy place. I went to college in Ladbroke Grove, and my first job was working for the RNIB in Great Portman Street. I also worked for a private clinic for massage and electronic equipment, and NALGO, that's the National and Local Government Officers Association, in Regent's Park. I got married and had 3 children, 2 girls and a boy. I moved to the Isle of Wight in 1970, where I remarried and had 2 further boys. Sadly, the older boy was killed in Florida at 28. I have 10 grandchildren and 4 great-grandchildren. I've always been short-sighted and eventually was registered as partially sighted. At the time, there was a chap called Nigel who worked for the Society when they were based at Wallace Court and suggested that I come to the Thursday Club, which I joined in 1998, and I've been there ever since. Interestingly, at the time, it was run by Mel's wife, Joy. Mel later went on to be a volunteer minibus driver for the charity for many years. I love coming to Sight for Wight and the Thursday Mix and Mingle group in particular. I've made some wonderful friends, including Renee, Ruby and Audrey, and I'm still making new friends as numbers continue to grow. I have always been an avid reader and now listen to audiobooks. I enjoy quizzes and get to as many as I can, and also like to watch the quiz programmes on TV. Travelling is another of my passions, and I've been to places such as France, Belgium, Spain, Greece, Italy, Egypt, Canada, Hong Kong and America approximately 15 times. I'd love to fly to Barbados and then get on a small cruise ship and go around the islands, as I just love travelling. Sport is another of my passions and I love cricket. I've been to Wimbledon for the tennis, a test match at Southampton, and would like to visit the new Tottenham Hotspur ground as they are my favourite team. I really enjoy meeting people and love to socialise, and it's such a pleasure to still be coming to the Thursday Mix and Mingle group at Millbrook House. It's lovely to see Sight for Wight is now running in such a positive and progressive way. Margaret Evans.
Trustee Ruth. Hello, my name is Ruth and I am one of the trustees at Sight for Wight. I'm also an active member, so many of you may well have bumped into me and my guide dog Flora at various social events. My work as a trustee has kept me very busy over the last year with a wide range of tasks and activities, including volunteering as a befriender, shortlisting and interviewing on the HR committee, representing the charity in partnership with the Council and Age UK on some new projects, and supporting our CEO, Lisa, and the other staff as we opened up Millbrook House after lockdown. As well as my role as trustee, I am able to champion Sight for Wight and represent the island as a volunteer for a number of national charities. This year I have given talks for guide dogs via Zoom to a brownie pack in Jersey, manned a stall for the Macular Society at our open day, given a presentation on the value of volunteering for the RNIB, written a blog for the Pocklington Trust, and this weekend I will spending 3 days in Eastbourne with the National Federation for the Blind. As mentioned above, I am also an active member of Sight for Wight and have really enjoyed the opportunity to meet up again face to face with other members. I have been so pleased to get back out and about on the strides, now organised by our lovely volunteer Trish, and I'm delighted to be able to get back into the pool at Medina as part of the Monday swimming group. As well as this, I belong to the monthly book group, the Wednesday coffee morning, and the new yarn craft group, all currently held at Millbrook House. I would also like to take this opportunity to wish my lovely guide dog Flora a very happy retirement. Although this is much sooner than expected, Flora has given 100% for the last 4 years. She has changed my life, given me back my confidence and independence. And although this time has been cut short, it does not make her incredible work any less amazing. However, recent x-rays have shown that Flora has slight hip dysplasia and signs of arthritis, so it is a time to hang up her harness and to enjoy her retirement as a pet dog with me and my family. So to conclude, why am I a trustee? Although I am only in my 40s, I have lived with sight loss since early childhood and hope that by sharing my experiences, coping strategies and general pearls of wisdom, I can offer empathy and a listening ear to others on their sight loss journey. And as a trustee for Sight for Wight, I can be part of the incredible team that is striving to support the island's visually impaired community. So if you or anyone you know is interested in joining our Board of Trustees, please give the office a ring for more information. Ruth Hollingshead.
Hello everyone, my name is Steve Lang-Jones and I am a member of the small Sight for Wight driving team. I moved to the island about 45 years ago and have lived in St Helens, Bembridge, Carisbrooke and now in Whitwell with my wife Jan. Throughout that time I've always been involved with the local community through various charities, mainly scouting and most recently Sight for Wight. My career was predominantly with a large IT company where I worked worldwide as a program manager, implementing IT changes for all aspects of the business. I joined the driving team in January 2017. In such a short time with the charity, I've been amazed at the number of changes it has been through, constantly striving to improve the service it delivers, to address the challenges life brings along, and to implement new things. What impresses me most is a willingness to help and the commitment of everyone involved, from our members, guests, volunteers and staff, to make it work and deliver the services our members want. Being a member of such a team is quite inspiring and a delight. I have just a small part to play in this team, enjoying the interaction with all the members I transport. The conversation subjects on the bus are wide and varied and always interesting. What happens on the bus stays on the bus. I'm just there to make our journey from A to B as smooth and as quick as possible. This is probably the best job I've ever had. Long may it continue. Stephen Lane Jones.
Tips directly from members. Around the house I use bright, striking colours on my door frames and step edges. This helps me to know what risks are around me and stop me from falling and getting any injuries. Susie from Totland. I put a big paper clip on my jumper zip, which helped me to get a better grip on the zip and keeps me warm now the weather's getting colder. Jake from God's Hill. A good way for me to know what colour jumpers I have in my wardrobe is by putting small bump-ons on my blue jumpers and bigger bump-ons on my black jumpers. I then know what colour jumper I am wearing that day. Samantha from Cows. I use silicone guards for my oven shelf. This helps me to stop getting burns when I accidentally catch my arm on the edge of the shelf. Alex from Ride. If you have any tips for other members, please do not hesitate to contact us so we can include them.
Life with Erin. My name is Erin. I am 29 years old and live in Ride with my family. My eye condition is called retinopathy of prematurity, which is when the retinal blood vessels don't develop normally in babies that are born earlier than their expected date of delivery. Despite my eye condition, it does not prevent me from enjoying a normal life. My hobbies include martial arts. I am a black belt 2nd degree. I am part of a theatre group called First Act, which is a group for people with disabilities who perform at Shanklin Theatre every year. I also enjoy monthly golf sessions at Westridge Leisure Centre. Singing is another of my passions, and I am part of a choir called Voices of the Isle of Wight. Theme parks have recently become a part of my life, and I have been to Chessington World of Adventures, one of my favourite rides being Croc Drop. It's not just the sensation I like, but the custom atmosphere, as an audio experience is provided from when you take your seat until the last drop. I've also been to Blackgang Chine and am hoping to go to Paultons Park and Clarence Pier next year. I have a carer called Steve who comes once a week, and we go out for walks along the seafront in the summer. During the winter, I enjoy gaming and have the Xbox One X, which has a built-in screen reader. So this is really helpful, as you can therefore read messages and look at game achievements without any help. I have the PlayStation 4 to experience one of my favourite games, The Last of Us Part 2. You can enable text-to-speech in the game, so it will tell you when to pick up items and reads notes to you. There are sound effects for when you jump or crouch, and it will tell you what you're equipped with. It's quite a dark game though. I use some of the free phone apps available, such as Be My Eyes and Seeing AI, which enables you to scan papers and read them to you, although I don't use these very often. I enjoy my tech and gadgets and am happy to do a regular feature for future newsletters. My mum puts buttons on clothes hangers so I know what I'm putting on, which is really helpful. I do use my computer and phone a lot to help me, and currently have a Samsung Galaxy S4 for audio recording, as audio recordings are like my version of photos. I collect things from other countries, such as video game soundtracks from Japan and Hallmark ornaments from the US. For instance, I've got 7 storytelling ships from the first Star Wars film and a Godzilla ornament that makes sounds. Life is going well for me, and I'm excited for accessibility in the future. Aaron Danvers Dukes.
Sight for Wight drop-in day with Vision Aid. Day the 16th of November, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Millbrook House, 137 Carisbrooke Road, Newport, PO 30 1DD. Join Vision Aid at Sight for Wight and try the latest low vision equipment. Our friendly specialist, Ben, will be on hand to demonstrate the solutions available and answer your questions. Please contact Sight for Wight on 01983 522205 to book your time slot. The new Blind Shell Classic 2. This mobile phone takes the complexity out of using a mobile phone, whatever your age. Talks to you with voice all menus, calls and texts via a loudspeaker. Large, clear, tactile buttons, and up to 5 days battery life, including a torch. Ace Sight VR headset. Hands-free magnification, comfortable to wear for long period of times, easy to operate, ideal for watching TV, cinema, seeing loved ones' faces, reading, playing cards, jigsaws, sewing, etc. Allcam Read Smart. Push a single button to have your post, magazines, recipes, etc. read out to you within seconds. Point, press, read, anywhere. Weighs just 50 grams, it's pocket-sized. Rechargeable battery lasting 3 hours. Natural human-sounding voices. The Candy 5 HD2 handheld magnifier. Continuous autofocus camera works at any distance with a vibrant 5-inch screen. 2 to 22 times magnification. Large tactile buttons, replaceable rechargeable batteries, ideal for viewing photographs or appliance controls, filing or writing. Clover Book Plus, the portability of a large handheld digital magnifier with the reading comfort of a desktop solution. Read post, medication, newspapers, write letters, enjoy hobbies, e.g. sewing, cards, up to 60 magnification times. Please book your appointment at Sight for Wight for the 16th of November on 522205. Vision Aid may be contacted on 01775 711799 or www.visionaid.co.uk. End of article.
Volunteer update. Now our groups are back up and running, along with new groups, volunteers are more important than ever as, without them, we would not be able to hold these vital activities for our members. And I would like to thank you all for your time and commitment. I am also so happy to welcome new volunteers to our team, and I hope you are all made to feel very welcome and also enjoy assisting our members with their various groups and activities. Sadly, I have to announce the passing of our long-serving volunteer, Leslie Ann Bryant. During her 18 years, Leslie Ann helped with the talking news, strollers, fundraising, and initially home visiting. We will greatly miss her and pass on our condolences to her family. As always, we are still looking for volunteers to cover various clubs and activities. Please remember, if you can only give an hour a week, fortnight or month, we would love to hear from you. Or, if you like to swim, our new group on a Monday at Medina Leisure Centre is desperate for escorts to assist with the members within the changing area and by the poolside. Please contact us if this is something you could help with. Thank you all once again. We really do appreciate you. Susan.
Befriending update. Befriending Week takes place from the 1st to the 7th of November all across the country. We are so grateful for all our wonderful volunteers who have joined the befriending service for our members at Sight for Wight. Befriending has so many benefits. It provides companionship for isolated people, the chance to develop a new relationship, and opportunities to participate in social activities. Our members are feeding back the benefits. If you would like to become a befriender or receive a telephone call from one of our befriending team, then please do not hesitate to contact me, Elaine Bricknell at Sight for Wight.
Education update. There have been 3 sessions booked for November so far, including Nettleston Primary and an opportunity to deliver the programme to a social group of homeschooled children and their families. In the last newsletter, it said that I was organising a hat and sunglasses day for this September. We have decided to move the date to 2022 to coincide with summer solstice, the longest day of the year. The new date is therefore Tuesday, 21st of June, 2022. My aim is to get every single Isle of Wight school engaged in learning how to protect their eyes and keep them healthy to reduce the risk of sight loss. Jasmine.
Dress for Less, read for you by Debbie. Let's talk body shape. Some time ago, I made a discovery that has made me change the way I shop for clothes. It has made the experience much simpler and more successful. Simply, I found out what my body shape is. It turns out knowing this helps you learn what suits you. I have a straight body shape, also known as a rectangle. In a nutshell, very little shape. For example, for me, wearing clothing that is baggy and loose does nothing to help or enhance my body shape. For those of you who do not know your body shape, I would like to share how you find out. Then in future newsletters, I will discuss each body shape and the style of clothes that you should be looking for. Secretly, a lot of you already have the clothes that suit you. They are your favourites and the clothes that you receive compliments when you wear them. How to determine your body shape? Grab a pen, paper and a tape measure. Today's the day you figure out your body shape. There are 5 main body shapes, but remember, no 2 bodies are alike. You don't need to fit in. You may not be one body shape, you may be a combination of 2. This is just a starting point for you to get a better understanding of how to look and feel your best. Measurements. There are 4 measurements you need to take to determine your body shape. First, get dressed in something minimal like a camisole or a lightly padded bra. You can take the measurements yourself or have a spouse or a friend to help you. Here's a tip. Measuring. As you're measuring, make sure there is no slack in the tape to get the most accurate measurement. Shoulders. This should be taken as high up on your shoulders as you can get without actually slipping off them. Bust. Measure at the fullest or widest part of the chest. Waist. Measure wherever the smallest part of your waist is. Hips. Measure the fullest part of your hips. Now to the exciting stuff, actually determining your body shape. Inverted triangle. Your shoulder and bust measurements will be bigger than your hip measurement. Your shoulders are at least 2 inches larger than your hips, or your bust is at least 4 inches more than your hips. Triangle and pear, the most common body shape. Your hip measurement is larger than your shoulder and bust measurements. Your hips are at least 2 inches larger than your shoulders, or at least 4 inches larger than your bust. Circle and apple. Your waist is your largest measurement. If your waist is larger than your bust or hips by at least 2 inches. Rectangle and straight. This is what my body shape is. My hip, shoulder, waist and bust measurements are all about the same. We don't have a ton of definition in your waist. This means your waist measurement is not 8 inches less than your bust, shoulders or hips. Hourglass. You have similar measurements in your shoulders, bust and hips, but the waist measurement is clearly defined. Your waist measures at least 8 inches less than your other measurements. Long or short-waisted? Knowing if you are long or short-waisted is another super helpful thing to know. To find out which one you are, stack your hands on top of each other with palms facing towards you. Place them under your bust and see where your hands are compared to your belly button. If your lower hand covers or goes past your belly button, you're short-waisted. If your lower hand is above your belly button, you're long-waisted. If your lower hand is right at the belly button, you're proportionate. I hope that you've enjoyed finding out what your body shape is and whether you are long or short-waisted. I look forward to the next newsletter when I will explain about the right clothes to wear and for your shape in more detail. I would like to take this opportunity to thank you all for your continued support from all of us at the Dress for Less team.
My first and real lockdown, about 1978. A severe deformity of my left arm, along with a complete absence of body mass, meant that I'd long given up on my chances of playing rugby for Merthyr Tydfil First 15, or indeed the Welsh 15. However, I could run, and had a good knowledge of the laws of the game, and decided to take up refereeing. After a few years of mainly, but not all, mediocre refereeing, I found myself attached to Canvey Island RFC as a sort of referee in residence. This meant that when they didn't have other commitments, they had first call on my services where no other ref was available, usually in the lower teams. Imagine my pleasure, therefore, when I was asked to accompany the first 15, but my shock when told the location, the inside of Chelmsford Maximum Security Prison. Still, a deal is a deal, and off we went. After leaving the prison reception, which was a bit like a third-grade hotel, things changed dramatically. We heard a warder state loudly, 16 in, sir, and realised we'd been placed in a security cage with the gate locked behind us. After this was repeated 3 times, we were there, inside, banged up, and truly locked down. We were then taken on a grand tour, the first part of which, no longer allowed, was the very risky route taken by Alfred Hines, the notorious English escapee. After this we crossed the exercise yard, and I became aware of rooms which seemed to have vertical blinds on the windows, until I saw the bars and realised they were there with blackouts to the prison workshop. The pre-match preparation was straightforward. I had no need to check the numbers of players on the field or the length of studs for possible use as offensive weapons, but I was totally taken aback when told that I was in charge of the prison until extra time, when I should take the team to the centre of the field and await instructions. The match was fairly normal, although there was something surreal about having security guards as touch judges and not having to recover the ball from the river next door. There was one worrying incident when a player or prisoner emerged Charles Mansell-like from a scrum. I don't know what he'd done, but felt inclined to tell him that if he repeated the behaviour, I'd have to send him off. Luckily, the need didn't arise, as I discovered later that he was an accused murderer in transit. At the end of the game, and following the customary team applause, this time through a caged passageway, we retraced our steps, past the windows with vertical blinds, and the route of the Great Escape back to the cages. This time the call was 16 out, sir, repeated until we reached the outside. As we left, I couldn't help wondering how Chelmsford High Street looked so good, or reflecting on the real meaning of the phrase, there but for the grace of God go I.
Welcome to Terry's 20 Teasers number 4. As usual, there are 20 questions in 4 sections. The first section of 5 questions is headed Where Am I? And all of the locations are somewhere on the island. Number 1. I'm standing on a high cliff looking towards Selsey Bill in Sussex. Where am I? Number 2. I'm reading people's names on the wooden planks of a pier. Where am I? Number 3. I'm looking at a disused rocket testing site. Where am I? Number 4. I'm standing at the southernmost point of the island. Where am I? And number 5. I'm driving up a pier I no longer have to pay to use. Where am I? Right, the next section is headed Autumn. Where did summer go? Question 6. When is, or was, the autumn equinox? Number 7. The word fall originated not in America, but here in England. What was it short for? Number 8. What famous potential disaster was avoided in November 1605? Question 9. Do they have autumn near the equator? Number 10. Babies born in autumn are more likely to live to 100 than those born at other times of year. True or false? The next 5 questions are about transport. Number 11. Who was the first person to apply for a patent for a motor car? Question 12. In which decade did the MOT test for cars once they reached 3 years old start? Number 13. Which is statistically the safest form of transport? Number 14. Who shut down many of the railway lines in Britain in the 1960s? And number 15. Who wrote the song Trains and Boats and Planes? And so on to the final section, which is entitled Odds and Ends. Number 16. What well-known expression does this dingbat represent? T-O-R-I-A, and then a space, then S-P-O-N-G. I'll repeat that. T-O-R-I-A space S-P-O-N-G. What well-known expression does that dingbat represent? Number 17. What is this? 147, that is 147, equals MB at S. 147 equals MB at S. What is that? Number 18. What would a Cockney mean if he said he was going out for a ruby? Number 19. What is the biggest selling single record of all time? And last one, number 20. When is the next leap year? Good luck with all of those.
100 Club winners. Winners this time are Elaine and Pauline. Well done. If you would like to join the Sight for Wight 100 Club, you get a number for just £2 a month and you're helping to support us too. Wouldn't this be a great Christmas gift for someone? Could 73, 83, 93 be your lucky number? They're all available. Lisa.
And now the answers to Terry's 20 teasers number 4. The high cliff looking towards Selsey Bill in Sussex is Culver. The pier with people's names engraved on the wooden planks is Yarmouth Pier. I think it's the names of people who have contributed towards its maintenance. The rocket testing site, the former rocket testing site, is at the Needles. And the southernmost point on the Isle of Wight is St Catherine's Point. And the pier, which you no longer have to pay to use, is Ryde Pier. The autumn equinox, number 6, is either the 22nd or the 23rd of September. This year it was actually the 22nd. And fall comes, as I said, not actually from America, but from England, and it was short for fall of the leaf. And no, I didn't know it either, don't worry. The potential disaster, or was it, in 1905, in November, no, in 1605, what am I talking about, was the attempt by Guy Fawkes to blow up the Houses of Parliament. Do they have autumn at the equator? No, because these areas get a consistent amount of sun. They don't get autumn or spring as we know them. And babies born in autumn are more likely to live to be 100 than babies born at other times of the year. I've got no idea why. The first person to take out a patent, or patent as we often call it nowadays, for a motor car was Carl Benz in 1886. My goodness me. 135 years ago now. The MOT test for cars, once they reached 3 years old, came into force in the 1960s. Actually, it was 1967. Although a test for cars over 10 years old actually came in 1960. But the answer to the question was, the decade was the 1960s. Statistically, the safest form of transport is air travel, followed by bus and then train. And talking of trains, who closed so many of the lines in the 1960s? Dr. Richard Beeching. Question 15. Who wrote the song Trains and Boats and Planes? Burt Bacharach and Hal David. I think Hal David actually wrote the words and Burt Bacharach the tune, but Bacharach and David would do it. That dingbat, TORIA space SPONG, Toria Spong, Victoria Sponge. Well, it was a bit of it. It was a piece of cake. A piece of cake. And 147 equals the maximum break in snooker. MB in S, or at S. What would a Cockney mean if he said he was going out for a ruby? A curry. Comes from Ruby, shortened from Ruby Murray, and it's rhyming slang. Many of you will doubtless remember Ruby Murray, the Irish singer from the 50s and 60s particularly. So a ruby is a curry. And the biggest selling record of all time, number 19, is still, would you believe, White Christmas by Bing Crosby. And number 20, when is the next leap year? 2024. Hope you enjoyed those, and I hope you can join me again for the next Terry's 20 Teasers. Bye for now.
Contact us. Site for Wight 01983 522205. Email inquiries@iwsb.org.uk. Address Millbrook House, 137 Carisbrooke Road, Newport, Isle of Wight, PO30 1DD. Website siteforwight.org.uk. Facebook page Site for Wight. Dress for Less 01983 523 197. Email retail@iwsb.org.uk. Address 114 St James Street, Newport, Isle of Wight, PO30 5HB. Facebook Dress for Less. Look for the yellow circle with address and I. Instagram www.instagram.com/dressforless IOW.